Hi everybody, welcome to Wagger's Van Mount Part 5. This is state of play so far. We've actually done the planning, we've put the tank into the van. It's a fairly large van, and you can see it's an IBC tank. It's a 600 litre one, so if you're going to do this, you're going to have a van that's got the capacity for the weight. We haven't filled it up to the top, we've only filled it halfway so far, and it's actually been in use. Now we've screwed it to the floor as much as we can, and then we've put these big cargo straps on, okay, to the points here, as you can see. Now in the event of an accident, these will help it to stop it tipping forwards and sliding forwards too much. Of course it's not ideal at all, but unless you can afford a professional setup, that's about the best you're going to get. You could always go and seek professional advice and get this actually bolted through the floor, but of course you're going to have to be really careful with that, because there's all sorts of things under there. There is a bit of a gap under this one, but the fuel tank starts about here on this particular model, so you'd have to be really careful in that. As you can see, the control board's there, but you might notice that the flow controller is not actually there. I'm going to be really honest with you now, because in the wiring up I actually made a mistake and I fried it, so we had to send it away, and it'll be coming back very soon. But what I'm going to do is I'll just have that as a separate video. I'm going to have the instructions and show you me wiring it up properly this time, hopefully. But it'll still work. I mean, all a van system really is a tank, a battery, a pump and a hose reel, and you're away. I mean, this one, this pump here is a flow jet, and it's 7.6 litres a minute, so obviously the flow rate is a bit excessive, so it's going to use a lot of water, which it has done, but that flow rate is absolutely fantastic, especially with the 4 jets on. But it will cost you in resin or row filters, etc. We are lucky we live in a very soft water area, so we can get away with a row system. Now I've kept this really simple. As you can see, we've mounted it in this particular position. It's screwed down, it's screwed to the bulkheads, etc. It's lashed down with these cargo straps, and it's not moved anywhere at all. As for the battery, leisure battery, we've got it here because it seemed to fit perfectly in this position. What we've got is 2 of these smaller cargo straps here, lashed down. We've got these pieces of wood here, front, you can't see the other one, and rear of the battery. Got them well screwed down. I've screwed the cargo straps underneath, as you can see. Put that on. That's not going to move anywhere. It was difficult actually to get it in and out in the first place, so that's pretty firm. And underneath that there's some of this non-slip mat. That's a nice secure position for the battery there, and the wires come off and go behind the control board here. You can see the pipe work. I've told you about this before. Now this comes off the pump, goes along here to the rear of the vehicle. Let's have a look at the rear of the vehicle now. As you can see, it's pretty tidy, and we haven't got any of the trad gear in, etc., because I want to keep it simple just for the filming. This is a system that actually works now. We've been working with it, but as I say, without the flow controller the water soon disappears. Now we live in a soft water area, as I say. You can actually put the DI, lash it to the tank there, or bolt it down somewhere else, and you could actually put tap water straight in the tank rather than pure water, which we do at the moment. But just to keep it simple, we're not doing that just yet. Now the hose reel, we've got it bolted to the floor at the back here, but all it is its quick release system. There's like a bracket down here, as you can see, and 2 of these like pipe clips that you can get, which you can just unclip and the hose reel will come out if you want to just take it out of the vehicle, put it on the floor. So we've got two of those. You see how they just swing up there like that, and it just lifts out and it just clicks nicely into position. Got some extra hose here in case the hose reel wants to be taken out. I've got it on right-handed because I'm right-handed. Put it here. Make sure when you're winding, because they're quite big reels, you don't hit anything. There's plenty of room, as you can see, for a trolley system. You can lash that in, barrels, etc. if you want to go that route as a spare. We've put the poles on the wall there, 3 poles there. Homemade brackets. These are just cup hooks, and we found them quite secure. As for this one, they're just ordinary angle brackets. There's 2 together, as you can see there, and I've riveted them together and then screwed them to the wall. And we've got this particular pole on there. It's a reach it pole, reach it brush with the wall bit there to make it into a swivel. We've got a bit of drain pipe there, lashed to the top of the tank. And to give it a bit more support, we've got a bungee there, house pole inside. The other side we've got an extender pole. It wouldn't go into one of these particular drain pipe poles, drain pipes, because it was too narrow. So I need to get the wider one. There's the brush on there. But they're quite firm, they stay in place well. I've not had any problems whatsoever at the moment. Now, as for charging the system up, all we do at the moment, just keep this simple. Of course, there's a lot of options you can go into, but keep it cheap. Just an ordinary battery charger with the terminal clamps there. You just clamp it on, plug it in overnight. We're lucky we've got a drive here. You see the cable there. We don't leave the cable out, of course, in the rain or anything, but when it's tucked in the van, it's okay. But if you've got a big battery like this one in the van, you might need a better charger. It takes too long to charge with this because it's only charges at 4 amp hours. So we're going to replace that. It takes forever, but all we do is just plug it in overnight and charge it up. As for filling the tank, we just use the hose, as you can see there. Unscrew the top here, put it in there and fill it up to the required level. Of course, it's best not to walk away and leave it because you might forget and it will flood the whole van out. Even though the floor's been painted, it's only, you know, it won't take a great deal of water to get inside somewhere. But so far it's worked very, very well. Now there are options for this. You can actually put a stopcock in. You could drill a hole and put a stopcock in there with a connector, and it will fill up and it will stop it when it gets to a required level. Or you can just switch it off if you want it at a lower level. Or you can just put a bit of pipe into the lid, drill a hole, put a bit of pipe into the lid, feed it out of the van, and you could just use a hose lock to connect it while you're filling, so you don't get any drips or anything. But you must keep an eye on it. I have put a switch in here. You can hear it working there. The tank's acting like a drum there. It's loud. But I've been told that you might not need a switch to switch the power on and off when you've got the flow controller on. That's supposed to go in this position here. So when it arrives, we're going to fit that and see what the score is on that. So I don't know whether I've forgotten anything, but there you go. It's a working system. It looks quite neat. It's far from professional, but it wasn't that much. Away you go. And for now, job done.